Hello and blessings, my beautiful souls. I hope you are all doing well. Whew, today's been a day. I just wanted to check in with everyone and let you guys know that we are running a 30-day tarot challenge over on Patreon for the Card Slinger tier, which costs $6 a month. This is going to be 30 days of pure, undiluted education for tarot. And it's a call to action base. It's very spiritual. It's very shamanic in its way. There are some solid parameters and there is a lot to learn. We had a 2-hour live classroom today. I'm buzzing from that classroom and I'm making sure that everyone is well sorted. It kicks off strong this Friday. And it is one of those experiences that I look forward to helping everyone with, simply because there is a lull in tarot education at the moment, and that tarot is kind of becoming off rails and people are just assigning their own associations to specific cards. And I had the prompt the other day when I heard somebody tell me that the Tower card was like a ray of sunshine bringing blessings into your life. And I was a bit like, what have I missed? And I was saying this on Instagram. I had an allergic reaction to this information. And I was like, while tarot evolves with the times, it still retains that wisdom, that knowledge from that foundational aspect of each of the cards. There are meanings to each of the cards. There are key words, key phrases, key symbolism, key artwork to each of the cards. So there is a set structure to tarot. And yes, tarot grows and evolves, and those set structures morph into bigger versions of themselves. And it's a beautiful thing to see tarot growing alongside other people, but it's also a very sad thing to see people literally overtaking the meaning of the tarot cards and just assigning their own. There's nothing wrong with projecting your own, understandings, your own nuances onto the cards. That's actually really good for your tarot education. It's something that is worthwhile doing. But when you're overriding the essence and the magic and the medicine of each card, then something has gone terribly wrong there. And so I had a lot of my students come to me and say, hey, can you offer a primer? Can you offer something that was, really kind of connected? And so I wanted to create an opportunity where people could experience their tarot cards in a living, breathing, call to action capacity. And I decided to come up with this 30-day challenge. Now, I created this myself. I established it myself. I researched it in the best way possible on how to deliver this to other people to help to nourish their form of tarot education. And I have 2 sections in my 30-day tarot challenge. One that is suited solely to the beginner, and that means that the beginner will work with 30 cards throughout the 30-day period. And the second section is for the more intermediate to advanced tarot reader who will work with 90 cards. And there is a protocol and a process. There are set structures for call to actions, and section 1 is included in section 2, and then section 2 has extra layers added to it to increase its difficulty level, so to speak. Not to make it difficult per se, but just to make it a little bit more meaty and a bit more nutritious to those who are just beyond the basics and who are looking for something a little bit more gritty to sink their teeth into it. So I have found that today's live classroom was fantastic. It went for 2 hours. We talked a lot about what this beautiful tarot challenge is going to achieve in each person, and how community sharing and community support is incredibly, incredibly relevant and adds to the wisdom of that learning. We also spoke of the right kind of deck. I'm a big believer in the right kind of deck. I find that after teaching so many different beautiful, beautiful students tarot, I find that the difference between them learning tarot and really enjoying it and them not learning tarot and not really enjoying it is the experience that they have with their deck. Does their deck speak to them? So choice of deck is something that we went right into. On top of that, we went into call to actions. We went into elemental suits. I did a brief but complicated explanation of court cards. I offered reversals up for section 2 to create further challenges. and protocols and processes. There's a huge journaling aspect here, but I want each person to be able to experience the wisdom of their cards first and foremost before they go out and start to look at what others are saying about that card, keywords, meanings, etc. So I really, really want it to be an immersive experience. And because of that, throughout the 30-day period, I'm going to be uploading little tidbits, little tips, and jumping on the private Facebook group live and just offering a bit of insight, a bit of helpfulness, because I'm going to be participating in the challenge alongside the students. And so I've done a full reboot of my card slinger tier. Life has been very, very hectic for many people, very stressful last couple of years, and I've let a lot of things slide to a point where I'm not happy with it. So I've done a full reboot of my book club, a full reboot of my card slinger tier, and I'm currently doing that for my Coven as well, although Coven has been doing some really interesting stuff in the fact that we've just completed a full Coven spell, and I'm in the process of writing the full Coven handbook as well. So that's getting its own nurturing and nourishment happening as we speak. But in relation to tarot, there is so much going on in the world of tarot, and I don't want to be that person that says you're doing it wrong, or you're doing it wrong, or you're saying it wrong, or you're saying it wrong. I just want to be the person that goes, hey, I see a lack of this in the community, in the tarot world, so I'm going to provide it in the best way that I know how. Oh, that's great. 6:34 a.m. Wow. Nice. And so I'm very, very passionate about trying, at the very least, to have people experience their tarot cards in a vivid first-person capacity, rather than a read the meanings from a book, let's lean back and contemplate the meanings of each card. I want people to be able to physically experience the magic and the medicine of each of their tarot cards, and that is what is happening now in my 30-day tarot challenge. So if you would like to participate in this, I may offer it later on as a course on my website, but right now, if you're interested in it, it's literally available on Patreon in the form of the Card Slinger tier. And if you join Card Slinger, you also get the book club, and the book club is going off at the moment with a readathon. We are currently reading The Morgans, and that's a witchy fiction, sorority of witches kind of thing. We've just finished Cemetery Boys, and we are studying Baba Yaga's Book of Witchcraft by Madame Pamita. So there's a lot going on in book club at the moment because we've just done a big reboot of book club. So there's a lot of chatter and activity on all of those. So if you join Card Slinger, you get book club. If you join Coven, you get Card Slinger and you get book club, because it's a tiered system at the moment. And I would love to have you over there. I would really honestly love to see you over there, especially if you believe that you will benefit from any of the teachings, because we're really, really amplifying over there at the moment, and I'm much more present, I'm much more active, and I'm providing a lot more value over there. I'm also planning on doing a revival of my YouTube channel. Oh, those who practice witchcraft, idol worshippers and all. What? What? Oh, I missed it. I've lost it. I lost it. Viewing options, live chat messages visible. Oh, there we go. Those who practice witchcraft, idol worshippers, and all liars. There's lake of burning sulfur. It's a weird. That is a proper weird one. This is a well-known troll. Yeah. There we go. Done. Okay. Yeah, well, we'll just pull that one down. Remove. There we go. Good stuff. Good stuff. Anyways, that just required a little housekeeping. Anyway, so where was I? Oh, letting my hair down apparently, and getting ready to go and pick up my kids from school. But I am I've received a new lease on life. I'm doing another YouTube revival. I've just finished editing my channel trailer. I'm going to be reshaping the way that I film things. I'm going to be reshaping the way that I create and produce my videos. I want there to be much more inherent meaning and value in each of my pieces of content, and I want to be able to do so in a way that really does express my creative side and my authenticity. So I'm working on a lot of things behind the scenes at the moment, and I'm pretty damn excited. But my 30-day tarot challenge has been really well received. It's honestly one of the most, I guess, one of the most enthusiastic pieces of content that I have created in a little while. My creativity is back in full force, and I'm now producing more than I have before. And honestly, when I hear the feedback, when I see people talking about it, when I see the excitement, like today was one of those days where I had a live classroom and I had beautiful people there, and I had them, you know, adding their value and talking about the things that really excite them. Everyone had a loose idea of what tarot deck they had, and some people were like, I just don't know which deck I'm going to use. And so we were able to sort of like really narrow down how to choose the right deck, what to look for. And it's really not about pushing you out of your comfort zone so much as it is about providing you medicine. And pushing you out of your comfort zone is wildly important to this process. But I find that pushing you out of your comfort zone will happen with the call to action, whereas your deck needs to be able to provide you with a medicine that you really need. So if you've been going through a harsh time and a difficult and challenging time, the last thing you need is a deck that is going to push up against all of that tenderness of soul and spirit. So you need something that's a little bit more lighthearted, that brings a little bit more joy. So a happier deck would be suited if you are the type of person that's feeling creatively stagnant. Then what can you do? You need a much more creative based deck, something that's going to push you and spark that creativity and that joy. And I'd recommend the Muses Tarot for that. It's quite divinely feminine in that way, but there's so many beautiful decks out there that you can choose from. But it gives people good solid parameters, and that's, oh wait, I missed it. They're just I just ordered the Tarot of the Abyss. Anna Turian does such good work. I hope it's good for shadow work. Are you teaching? Are you teaching your children to cast spells? My children already know how to cast spells. I come from a hereditary practice. So any child that's ever made a wish when they've blown out their birthday candle has cast a spell. There you go. Kids and their magic are a beautiful, unique thing. They don't need to be taught magic. They just inherently know it. And my job is not to remove it from them. It's not to teach them to let that go. It's not to, I'd never want to remove the magic and the imagination of my children. And so I give them plenty of time to just spew their imagination out onto everything. And they're quite magical. And when I cast spells here at home, my kids are present and they add their little oomph. And I explain to them, this is what mummy's doing. This is why we're doing it. And they all put their whimsy in. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Anywho'sville. All right, folks. So that's what's happening. I just thought that I would come on here and talk to you about all the happenings in the background. I'm spending a lot more time and energy on, on that side of my life. There have been a few things that have happened, and yeah, and that's it. So there we have it, beautiful souls. And I'll chat with you guys again soon.